Right now, we welcome in a Super Bowl champion, a two-time Super Bowl champion, a Super Bowl MVP, and a future Hall of Famer, the one and only Von Miller, with us here on Fox Sports Radio. Von, good morning. Thanks for hanging out with us here on a Friday morning.
Howdy, guys. Good morning. I appreciate you guys for having me.
Howdy, sir. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing pretty good. It's early, but I'm good, man. I'm used to it.
Yeah.
Hey, where you at in the world?
I'm in Dallas, Texas.
Right. We're in California, Playboy. So we got your early trumped by a little bit of time, but we appreciate you joining us, man. How is your health? How are you feeling right now?
I'm in a great spot. I'm recovering from my ACL. I'm about 7.5 months out. As I get older, injuries are going to happen. You got to be healthy up top. Mentally, I'm in a great spot. I got two beautiful young boys, and football is secondary. I'm in a good spot mentally, and the body will follow.
So, Von, I got to ask you, so what is, for people out there that, maybe have accomplished something, now you've obviously accomplished everything you could possibly want in an NFL career. If you retired right now, first ballot Hall of Famer, I don't think anybody argues against that. But if you had any advice for anybody out there on how to stay motivated, even after all the success and everything on the resume, what would it be?
Football is a very, very tough sport. It's not easy. You just can't roll out of bed and do this. Well, some people can, but it is a tough, demanding, challenging sport. I always try to tell the young guys, you got to have purpose and intention when you come out here to practice every single day. You got to have purpose. You got to have intention. You can go through the motions in college. You can go through the motions in high school, but at the professional level, it's just so demanding. I always try to have guys. We break the huddle before practice, always about purpose, intention, and intention. When we come out here, we have a purpose, and we got to practice with intention. So with that being said, you gotta really focus on the main thing. You got to have your why in order. If you don't have a why your why is your reason why you come up here every single day and listen to coaches yell at you, and go through hours of film and weight room and practice. You got to really have your why in order to be successful at this level.
Mm-hmm. Vaughn, I've always wanted to ask you this question. I mean, there's a few guys, the Marcus, I would love to ask him his question, the same question. When I was coming out, I was a linebacker, but I pass rushed at times. Now, more often than not, I'm probably doing things that a linebacker does versus what a 3-4 linebacker would do, outside backer, or a DN that's standing up would be doing. And I know you've gotten this question a ton of times. You're known for doing you got some of the dopest pass rush moves. You're known as a pass rusher in a lot of different ways, even though you can play linebacker and have played linebacker. What constitutes, if you're considered to be a defensive end or a pass rushing backer versus being just a regular backer? What do you look at yourself as?
Honestly, you can't really look at yourself, as whatever. I like to go out there and I like to tell guys I'm a football player. If you need me to cover the guy, I'll cover the guy. If you need me to play the run, I'll play the run. If you need me to go sack the quarterback, I'll do it. I played in. I've had so many different defensive coordinators and so many different schemes, whether it's 3-4, 4-3. I always like to look at myself as a football player. I like to hang with the cornerbacks. I like to be in the locker room with the linebackers as well, and then I'm in the meeting room with the D line and the defensive end. So I always just try to, whatever is asked of me from my coach, whatever that may be. In football, you got to pass the hard down around. Sometimes corners had to play man. And a lot of corners like to play zone, and sometimes you got to play man. You got to lock up with that number one receiver. Sometimes, linebackers, they have you one-on-one on the tight end or a running back, whether it's a run play or a pass play. You got to make it happen. And from a defensive line standpoint, you might get a really, really hard play action fake, and you got to make it happen to start the pass rush and get to the quarterback. So I always just try to do whatever is asked of me. Of course, they're going to ask me to rush the passer and sack the quarterback most of the time. But in whatever situation that I'm in, especially if you want to be successful, especially if you want to have a top 5 defense, or you want to go to the Super Bowl, whatever dreams you have to be a football player out there. Whatever is asked of me, whatever play is called, I want to get that done to the best of my ability.
Von Miller, the Buffalo Bills, joining us here on Fox Sports Radio. LaVar, Arrington, Jonas, Knox with you here on FSR. Vaughn, I wanted to listen. Some of these hooligans behind the scenes wanted me to ask you why Stephon Diggs hates his head coach so much. I'm not doing that.
You're going to pass
Vaughn,
off.
I'm not doing that.
A friend asked him to ask.
I refuse to do that. I'm a broadcast professional. But I did want to ask you this in all seriousness. One of the things that I think gets overlooked when it comes to what you guys dealt with last year was there was a lot that was unexpected, that was sort of thrown on your lap. I mean, obviously the tragedy before the season at the top supermarket. Then you had the weather issues. You guys were displaced a couple of times. Your own injury. Josh Allen was banged up. We saw what happened with DeMar Hamlin. Then we've got the playoff game. Like, how difficult was that for you guys to process, going through all of that, and at some point were you just overwhelmed maybe by the time the season was over?
This is my 13th year in the league, and obviously, everybody on my team doesn't have the same perspective that I have, and obviously, I'm not speaking for everyone. I would love to speak for everybody in the locker room, but I just can't on this issue right here. But things happen. Things happen, man, and you just gotta be able to make it work. That's why basketball is different than football. Basketball, you can put 4 superstars on the team, 3 superstars on the team, and you have a chance to go to the Super Bowl. Like, not the Super Bowl, but the NBA Finals. You have a chance.
We know what you mean. Yeah.
You have a chance to go to the finals. You have a successful. In football, it don't matter what you got out there. It's just so many different elements that can happen. You gotta have a great coach. You gotta be well coached. You have to have superstar players, and then when you get in that situation, you gotta make it happen. You only get one game. You only get 7 games to make it happen, and this is what makes football great. You deal with injuries, you deal with weather issues, life happens. You get tragedies and things that you never would imagine happening. You got to deal with those things as well. You just got to suit it up and play. One of the reasons why I came to the Buffalo Bills is because I knew I would have multiple shots at the Super Bowl, not just one year. Tom Brady got 7 Super Bowls, and he should have won more. He should have won more. You just got to keep going. It's like soccer. You want to have multiple shots on goal. If I get one shot blocked, I want to just have multiple shots on goal, and eventually one of those will go in. And Buffalo, we've been waiting and we've been working for a long time to get a Super Bowl, man. And our time is coming, man. And last year was a tough year all the way around. For all the reasons that you just said, but you just got suited up, line back up, and go at it, man. We still got Josh Allen. Brandon Beane has put a great team out in front of us. We had a great team last year, but I strongly believe that we got better. Our offensive line got better. Our defensive line got better. We got rookies that'll be older. It's just that we just have a better team, man, and I'm super excited about it, man. We got hit with some injuries last year. I never make the injury excuse because on a football team, you're supposed to have guys that can step up at any given moment. Injuries going to happen. You got to be able to just, next man up. You have to have a next man up mentality on both Super Bowls that I won. You have to have the next man up are really what your team is about. So you never make the injury excuse, but we did get bit with that bug, but every team does. And you just got to, line up and make it happen. And I'm coming in year 13. This is, my second year with the Buffalo Bills, man. I'm super excited with what we have, man. It's going to be cool.
You talked about injuries. You talked about soccer. When they play soccer, Vaughn, they play on grass. And you've joined Pennington on this campaign to flip the turf into natural grass. Like, give me a little bit of the background. What led to you joining this campaign? Why are you so passionate about it?
First and foremost, man, I love football, man. Our game was founded on grass. Not AstroTurf, not artificial turf, not any surface other than grass. Our game was founded on grass. It's supposed to be played on grass. I'm partnering with the Grass and Seed Company, Pennington, on their Flip the Turf campaign. We're advocating for player safety by encouraging the league to flip all fields from artificial turf to grass turf. According to recent NFL data, non-contact injuries occur at a higher rate on artificial turf compared to grass. And this was just in the last 2022 season. I'm allergic to grass. I've been allergic to grass since day one. I itch and I sneeze after every single game. That's why I wear sleeves, no matter if it's hot or cold. But I still want to be on grass. I still choose grass over artificial turf. And that's why I'm working with Pennington to encourage the fans to sign a petition and flip the turf. If anybody listening right now want to sign the petition, they can go over to Pennington.com/fliptheturf and learn more about it and show your support by signing the petition.
Vaughn, does it just come down to, before we let you go, what do you think the issue for the NFL is? Is it just money? Is it just cheaper to do it on artificial turf in some places because you can bring in more concerts, more other events to happen? Like, what seems to be the issue when everybody universally says we all want natural grass?
I think it's just a matter of time, honestly. Obviously, owners they want to have a surface that they can use, and like you said, for concerts and monster jams and whatever you may be, like monster trucks, whatever you may be, whatever attractions that these stadiums bring. I can't say that I understand that, but I see why they would have a turf like that they could just roll up or do whatever they do. But that is a football stadium. It's a football stadium. It's built around football. It's built around a football team, and the game of football was founded on grass. So whatever excuses that they can come up with, whether it's concerts or events or whatever it may be, there's still ways to get that done on grass turf. It's not excuses to say, hey, let's have artificial turf because we can have multiple events on this throughout the year. There's multiple ways to get that done on grass, with a grass field as well. It's crazy. I played at SoFi Stadium. It is the best stadium in the world. It is the best stadium in the entire world, and it's artificial turf. So it's crazy to me to think in 2023 that we still having this conversation. But I do honestly feel, at the bottom of my heart, it's just a matter of time before all the fields are grass. The game was founded on grass. The stadium is built around a football team. It's just a matter of time before, every field in the NFL is grass for sure.
I mean, SoFi Stadium, the one thing I would say, though, it is kind of a pain in the ass to get to. Like the traffic is wild out there. I mean,
hey Vaughn, I played at Penn State at linebacker U, and my last game in college was in the Alamo Bowl. Does that strike your memory bank? Does that strike your data bank? The team that Penn State played that year.
Yeah, I remember that game. It was close at first. That was a really dope game. That was one of my first. That was really one of my first. That wasn't my first bowl game. It was one of the biggest games I ever played in my life. And, it was close at first, and they just kind of pulled away from us. But yeah, I know a game that you're talking about, man. It was fun. It really was fun. We ended up losing that one though.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
That clear.
All right, Vaughn.
Vaughn, get him on Twitter at Vaughn
Y'all
Miller.
had some dope linebackers too, though. Now I know that's why I threw the LBU at you, because I know in your mind you're like, well, we got some LBs at A&M. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we got some pass rushers. We got some pass rushers, and we got some DBs. We got quarterbacks too. We got all type of players that come through Texas A&M. Penn State is a great is a great school. That's where Michael Parsons went, right?
That's correct. That's correct.
Yeah. So you gotta. I'm 23. I'm going into my 13th year, man. And I got dreams and aspirations to be a GM. And, Ohio State puts out great players. Penn State puts out great players. Texas A&M puts out great players as well. I don't know if we could call Penn State linebacker U, but they definitely put out a lot of great players.
Hey, Vaughn, you do know we own the name. We actually created it, and we actually own the name. Like, we literally own it.
Hey, that's where it is. But I mean, just because I buy a Ferrari don't mean I'm a Ferrari.
Yeah, but if your name is Ferrari, but if it's Von Ferrari, you know what that means? That means you're a Ferrari.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, you're right.
I'm just saying, I'm on with an LB, so I just figured I'd just try to flex, just a tad bit because it's one of the best that ever did it. You know what I mean? So I just wanted to make sure I shot my shot.
Man, 100%, man. Like I said, Penn State, they have a lot of great players that come through there. Linebacker, you guys own the name, man, and I see 100%, man. I got a lot of respect for Michael Parsons. I just kicked it with him the other day, and he said something about it as well. So it just, it's early in the morning. It's early in the morning, and, man, I get it to y'all, man. I got it. I got it, man.
Hey, by the way, if you're going to be a future GM, maybe Micah Parsons might be somebody that you're having a conversation with at some point. So we'll delete all of this from the podcast. So he's got no evidence.
Dang, you retiring him already,
no, I'm
Jonas?
just saying, I'm saying Micah Parsons.
Don't say the R word. Don't say the R word. I still got a lot left.
Yeah, he got some left in him.
Future GM we're talking to here. We got to be clear on that. Vaughn, we appreciate it, man. Thanks so much for the time. Thanks for waking up early with us. Good luck this year. Good luck with the recovery, and we look forward to watching you at Von Miller on Twitter. Again, working with Pennington in the hashtag Flip the Turf campaign for 2023. Vaughn, thanks so much again.
All right, bro.
Appreciate you guys. Thanks, guys.
Yes, sir. Have a good one.
There he is, Von Miller.
He's got his own podcast too. He's in the podcasting game. Does a really nice podcast as well. So make sure y'all check him out, man. Support this podcast game.
His credentials are pretty impressive, dude.
It's pretty strong, man.
I mean, it's like right as far as defenders go, like it's on par, if not better than Aaron Donald. As far as he doesn't have the Defensive Player of the Years, but the MVP in the Super Bowl, the 2-time Super Bowl champion, all of the other stuff to go along with it, the All Pros, the Pro Bowls. Like, yeah, he's a no doubt about it, a Hall of Famer.
I mean, his
first draft pick of John Elway.
He won the buckets too.
Yeah,
he won the buckets as a college player. Yes,
did he? Oh wow,
yes, he did.